Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day one of our Jaded Blossom January release. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom scalloped oval dies, the stitched oval dies, along with the stylized rectangle dies, scallop dies that match the 80s icon stamp set. And I'm using a Halloween pad. You can use Halloween pads all year round. This is a Sweet and Spooky from Doodlebug. I also use the brand new stamp set from Jaded Blossom called Loads of Love. And excuse my voice, I've got a really bad cold. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut out this stylized rectangle die. That one is roughly 2 3/4 by 3 11/16. And I'm taking this roller skate die from the 80s icon stamp set, and I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and I'm just going to stamp these roller skates randomly all over the background. Now, Doodlebug, the nice thing about Doodlebug is that they have paper that in their seasonal lines that can go any time of the year. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm showing you how you can use a Halloween pad when it's not a Halloween card. So I'm just stamping this roller skate randomly. I've got a little foam pad underneath just to give me a little bit of give. I just find that's the easiest. And there we go. Now, normally I would be using a MISTI if I was just stamping one image once. But because I'm multiply stamping all over the background, that would be a little bit cumbersome to do that. So that's why I'm just freehanding it. There we go. So I quite like this purple stripe. I think it'll be pretty on the front of my card. There we are. Now, you saw that I made an A2 sized card base out of Papertrey Ink white cardstock just earlier. Now I'm taking that same roller skate and I'm going to stamp it a few times onto this pink check that came from that same Doodlebug Sweet and Spooky 6-inch pad. So I'm just going to stamp that a few times. And I'm going to use my Brother's Scan and Cut to cut these out with a 0.4 border. And I'm stamping a few of them just because, just in case there's a mistake. And as you can see, there's the boo-boo. Okay, so now I have a piece of this plaid paper from that same Sweet and Spooky 6-inch pad, and this is 1/8 of an inch smaller than my A2 size card front, and I'm just going to pop that down using some Nuvo glue. And I do weight it down with an acrylic block. There we go. Now this black pattern piece is cut from that same 6-inch Sweet and Spooky pad. And that scalloped stylized rectangle die is roughly 3 11/16 by 4 7/8 inches. There we go. So I'm just sort of trying to line that up. And I'm using that same glue. And I do weight it down in between just to make sure everything dries nice and flat. There we go. Now that's that I Really Love You. That is that new stamp set, Loads of Love. And I cut it out with a stitched oval die. And then I cut out a scalloped oval die. And I'm using that same black pattern paper. And then I just used a scrap of American Crafts black paper to go on the back just to give it a little bit more, stiffness. Because I'm going to pop this up. So I do weight that down there. Now I've got a couple of strips of paper from that same pad. I'm just going to add it to the inside. And they're about like 1/2 inch wide. So I'm just going to put that down. And then this diagonal stripe one. And now on this piece, I'm just going to trim along one of those little stripes. And I'm just making a little spot for this roller skate to go on the inside of the card. Now I'm leaving this one blank really on the inside of the card. So you could choose what what you want to use it for, maybe Valentine's Day, birthday. So there's my little roller skate cut with that 0.4 border using my Brother's Scan and Cut. So I'm just popping that roller skate on the inside. And I pulled out a Copic marker. This is BV13. And I'm just going to carefully add some marker details to this skate. Now, it is VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink is not Copic-friendly ink, so you have to be very careful. You don't want to touch your lines. Now, I actually had to pause the video because I coughed my brains out. I am sick as a dog, people. So there we go. So now I am just going to fill in this little skate. And I just think it adds a little something. You've got this pink plaid skate, which is fun. And then adding just a little bit of the purple detail, you know, matching the purple of the card. There we go. And I did the same to the skates that I'm going to use on the outside. Now I do pull, this is a Secure White Jelly Roll pen in a number 10, and I'm just adding a few little details to this. There we are. And just a few little dots here and there, just to, you know, zhuzh it up a little bit. So there's my Halloween paper, you can see, right? But this is not a Halloween card, so I'm going to pop that on the front of my design with that Nuvo glue. I do weight it down. Now I'm going to add my little roller skates on. I'm just going to, you know, sort of cover up 2 of the ones that I stamped just for fun. Now I could have paper pieced these and cut on the line, but you know, like I said, I'm sick as a dog. So easy is what I've got to do to this for this release because I'm dying. Okay, so here's my I love you, I really love you. And I'm going to pop that up with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. You know, just to make it, you know, pop and look good, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to use the edges so I can get this all popped up evenly. And then I'll have a super cute card front and like pretty quick and easy too. There we go. And then I will add that to my card front in the lower left corner. There we go. So kind of fun. Now I'm pulling out Shape Sprinkles. This is Winter Hugs. So I'm going to add a couple of purple hearts to those skates because, you know, they match perfectly. And I'm going to add a couple of pink hearts to this little sentiment. Why not, right? There we go. And then I'm going to pull out these Shape Sprinkles called Hocus Pocus. They're also Halloween sprinkles, but, you know, they don't have to be. They're little stars, right? Doesn't matter. So I'm going to pull out some of these little pink stars, trying to decide where I'm going to put them and which ones I'm going to use. I end up settling on this one. I'm just using a pen blade to get them off that acetate sheet. So I'm just going to do a visual triangle. This is what I do when I'm trying to decide where things are going to go. I don't know right away. I kind of have to, you know, have a look at it. But there it is. Kind of cute, right? So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jada Blossom blog, Be Inspired by the Team, the Jada Blossom store to get your hands on the Gotta Have It Now. Otherwise, everything goes for sale on Thursday a la carte. So thank you so much for stopping by, and make sure to check out, stop by for more videos tomorrow. Bye, everybody.